Hey guys, quick announcement before we get into the show. I just wanted to announce our new sponsor, fantasygo.com. It's an awesome website where you could go to. Me and Perry both signed up as analysts, so you could actually go on there and hire us to set your lineup for the week. It's cheap, it's super easy to use. It actually syncs up with your Yahoo, and we can see your waiver wire, your scoring rules, your entire team, and make moves for you if you want us to, or we could just give you advice if that's what you're into. And it gives you a direct line of communication with us. So it's awesome, super user friendly. Right now, it's available on Yahoo or for Yahoo, and it's about to launch for every platform. So go ahead and sign up on there, and hire one of us to set your lineup or your favorite analyst, which I assume is us. So get on there and do that. And I'll link our profiles on there at the bottom in the description of this video. So make sure you guys go on there and hire us. It's awesome website. Just gives you a chance to connect with your favorite analysts and have them set your lineup for you. So yeah, get on there and do that.
What's up? It's Alexander Madison, running back from the Minnesota Vikings, and you're watching Clock Management.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. It's October 24th, 2019. I'm Justin, and as always, I'm joined by Perry.
And Justin, you must be made out of cheese because tonight you're looking Gouda.
I like that one. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. We really appreciate it. We give away jerseys pretty often on here that are autographed by people who play football professionally. So you subscribe and you could win one of those. And you could catch it on YouTube. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher, and many other places.
Many, many other places. But my favorite's YouTube. Because then you get to see us.
Yeah, exactly. And you get a jersey out of it, possibly.
Possibly. Whoa, like easy
it's
there.
It's not a guarantee. I can't guarantee that. I don't have that many jerseys to be sending out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that'd be a nice place to be, though.
One day.
You get a jersey. You get a jersey.
And we were supposed to be joined tonight by the fantasy football student doc. He unfortunately had to cancel on us, so we're going to reschedule that, get him here on a different day. Great guy. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter, and you'll get to see him on here eventually.
Yep. We'll get him on here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You guys can also find our podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on social media. I put up great stories on there. I'm very proud of them. I put time into those things.
You know, we may be old, but we are with the times on the socials.
Yeah, I social media.
Justin does social media. I am not very good at social media, but I'll get better if I have to. Yeah, I hope I don't have to.
I actually didn't have a Twitter until we started this, so I've been Twittering.
Yeah, dude. We just passed 500 followers on Twitter.
Yes, thank all of you. We really appreciate that.
Thank you very much, guys.
So anyway, now that we got through all that, it's our Friday episode, Perry. You have a beer over there or what?
Oh, yeah, bud. I think I've had this one on the show before. Scuttlebutt Brewing.
You have.
The Night Circus Coconut Coffee Ale. You know, I like beer. I don't drink beer fast enough to like go through a whole 6-pack that quickly. So, that's why it's a repeat showing. There'll be a new one next week, I promise.
Yeah, I feel your pain because I have the Alaskan Gold Creek Ale once again. So it's my last one of these. So I'm in the same boat as you. I'll have a new one next Friday.
Yeah. What's new with you, Justin? How are things in your life? You still have house guests?
I do. They'll be here a couple more days, I think. I don't even know.
Right.
and I have an important birthday party I'm going to this weekend.
That's right. I'll be here. You're coming here.
Yeah,
You're
it's
coming here.
Perry's niece's birthday, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited to get to go up there and see you, your brother, hopefully producer Sean, and all our other friends. So that'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Be careful. Joel will be here, so don't get hashtag Brenard.
Oh, you can't avoid it.
You can't avoid it. Yeah. Well, I guess that's what's new with me is we just been getting ready for this party. But lots of people coming in. It's her second birthday. She's very excited. I think she kind of knows what's going on. I think she knows she gets cake, so
Oh,
she's very
nice.
pumped about that. The
Yeah.
presents, I don't think she understands that she's getting presents, and that's going to be pretty funny when she starts opening those. But
Is there a theme? Like, are we dressing up as princesses? Like,
it's rainbow unicorn themed.
fantastic. I got the perfect outfit for that already.
I knew you would. I knew you would. All right. Well, let's see. What are we getting into today? We got some news to talk about.
Yeah,
Some news nobody cares about.
yeah. Then we'll do our start sits, and we'll recap the Thursday night game that just ended.
Right. Okay. Well, let's get into the news here. The like Justin just said, the game just ended, and I guess the news coming out of the game was Case Keenum's concussion. He was ruled out for the rest of the game after he went out. Concussions, I've said this before, nothing to mess with. They could last a while. He could be in the protocol for a week, 2 weeks. We don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Um, Rookie or quarterback Dwayne Haskins did come in. He's not NFL ready, as far as I can tell. I mean, every time I've watched him play, he doesn't look ready to play.
I agree, but I think part of that has to do with them not making him NFL ready. Like,
He's certainly not in a good situation to
yeah,
become NFL ready. But there's guys that walked into situations. Let's see, Baker Mayfield last year, right? Not a great situation for him to walk into, but he ended up doing well. Not this year, but some people just take longer. I think you should
yeah,
probably hold on to Haskins in a dynasty league. Go and
yes.
stash him. 2 quarterback leagues, maybe stash him, see how it plays out. But unfortunately, that team up there in Washington is not NFL ready either. So
That's what I was telling somebody. I was talking to him during the game about this, and I was like, a lot of this has to do with with his situation with them, like him coming into this team that didn't want him as their pick,
right.
and not getting him ready for the games. Blah blah blah. He wasn't ready for the NFL, and the guy's like, "Oh, okay." So they're like, "So you think like now that they got a new coach and stuff, that it's gonna be better for him?" I'm like, "No, he's still on the Washington team, so
Yeah,
it's still bad."
it's what some people refer to as bad. They are bad at football. So they keep preaching about the culture they have there and how they're one step away. Man, they look way more than one step away.
Yeah.
They are not even on the right track. So
When I was in high school, I played football, and our team once tied the Washington State record for the worst loss, and I feel like it was a more complete team than Washington.
okay, let's move on. We'll leave the that team up there in Washington, that punching bag, alone until next week. Josh Gordon, man, this is sad news. I think I've made it clear on this show I'm a Josh Gordon fan. He's going on to IR, and it doesn't stop there. It's pretty clear that the Patriots are going to part ways with him once he is off of IR. They may even do an injury buyout deal with him to just get him off the roster completely. He will not play the rest of the season, flat out. He just won't.
I think he might sign to another team once he's healthy.
Sure, but being on IR, I guess, is he fantasy relevant for you? I don't think he's fantasy relevant.
Doubtful, yeah.
He would have to go somewhere.
In a dynasty league, yes.
Absolutely. If you have a dynasty team or even redraft with a very deep bench, if you're in a league that just has a really large bench, okay, Yeah, if you can give up that spot, go and put him on there. We know he's talented. We know that. But he hasn't. I mean, he needs to be on a team with a quarterback that's going to push the ball downfield. Tom Brady is an amazing quarterback, but he's past the time in his career where he's going to push the ball downfield. He's going to dink and dunk his way down the field and pick you apart 7 or 8 yards at a time. It's what he does. So this comes off the news of Mohamed Sanu signing with the Patriots. Go ahead. What was that?
I was just fantasizing about Josh Gordon teaming up with Fitzmagic.
I was thinking like Patrick Mahomes, but so yeah, if you guys didn't know, Mohamed Sanu was traded to the Patriots actually like right after we recorded our last episode, so we didn't cover it then. For a second round pick, this is a really good pickup for the Patriots, in my opinion. Mohamed Sanu, he's not a superstar, but he's a good NFL wide receiver. And what do we know about the Patriots? They are able to capitalize on their strengths. Each player's strength, they capitalize on it. It's why so many players leave the Patriots and become completely irrelevant, or relevant players go to the Patriots and become very relevant. So I like Mohamed Sanu going forward as a high-end wide receiver 3, low-end wide receiver 2. I'm curious to see where he's going to play. He's played out of the slot most of his career, but I'm pretty sure Julian Edelman's not going anywhere. So he's currently slotted as the number 2 wide receiver in New England. So it's exciting for them. I think it's an overall upgrade for the team, and it's an overall upgrade for Mohamed Sanu. Now he's not tucked behind 2 other wide receivers in Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Sanu's value has definitely gone up here. Fantasy wise, when N'Keal Harry comes back, that's going to hurt him a little bit. I mean, I don't think a huge amount, but it's that'll definitely because right now he's the only guy on the outside there. So N'Keal Harry can also play that role. So it'll hurt him some. I still think he'll be the guy for that role. So
yeah, and for all the years that we've watched Bill Belichick and the Patriots, we know that he's not going to force feed anything, right? So if it's working with Mo Sanu, they're just going to keep doing it, whether N'Keal Harry's back or not. They're out to win championships, so it'll be. I think it's going to be fun to watch. Real quick here, Adam Thielen did not play tonight. I think I covered this already that he probably wouldn't be playing.
Yep.
But just want to make sure that everybody's aware he did not play. We'll go over the stat line real quick, but Diggs did work out. With Thielen not in.
Yeah. He almost had a couple deep passes that he almost broke away for a touchdown on.
Yeah. I wish he had. So let's see. We'll move on here to Kerryon Johnson. We reported about him last episode. He's been officially placed on the IR, so he's now on injury reserve. He's going to be having surgery on his knee.
Yeah.
He is able to return week 16, which means he is now fantasy irrelevant. He is droppable.
His first week back is for your fantasy playoff or your fantasy championship. So you're not starting him that week. You can drop him.
Just drop him. And if you're in a dynasty league and somebody drops him, pick him up. Throw him in your IR spot that you should have in that league. If you guys don't have IR spots in your dynasty league, you guys should set that up. Yeah, you should set that up. But I think Justin and I owe you guys a little bit of an apology. We kind of slow rolled the possible waiver pickups with Kerryon Johnson going out. Ty Johnson actually is probably a really good waiver pickup. He's still not owned in a ton of leagues, so you might still be able to grab him. I like Ty Johnson going forward, but he's kind of risky. He's not the Latavius Murray level or the Alexander Madison level of handcuff.
He's not going to just take the rollover completely.
Right, but he should have some value. I could see him as like a mid RB2 as his upside. So should be owned, definitely should be owned, probably started depending on your RB depth. Other guys to pay attention to, J.D. McKissick, who we did talk about. if you're running a fab budget situation, Ty Johnson's going to be extremely expensive, where you could probably get JD McKissick for like $1 or $2. If that's the case, you might actually win out on that just based on the value you're getting. But I don't know if a lot of our listeners play fab. But yeah. Emmanuel Sanders traded to the 49ers. Justin, the official Niners fan of the show, how do you feel?
I am thrilled about this. Last episode, when we were talking about Garoppolo, the one buyout I was giving him on this year was that they really don't have a number one wide receiver, and now they do.
Yeah.
He can fill that role perfectly. And with those other young wide receivers there, they should be able to learn from him because he's an experienced wide receiver that's still very talented.
Yeah.
So I think this is great, and it benefits every player on that team except for the one person they're going to cut to make room for him.
Yeah. As long as he stays healthy, which there's been a little bit of a bad track record in the most recent years, I guess.
Yeah, fantasy-wise, I think it helps. I think this helps a lot of people. Like if you have a deeper league, it may hurt Debo a little bit.
I think that's who it hurts the most, to be completely honest with you.
But what I love about this is it really helps Sutton, who
so
been preaching.
On the Broncos side of the ball, I'll get to that in let's get to it right now. We're on it. Sutton, I loved Sutton. You've completely moved me over into Sutton's camp. Not that I ever really disliked him, but I love Sutton now, and he is an auto start going forward.
He's a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver 1.
Yeah, I think he's between. If we're in a 12-team league, he is a wide receiver 1. A top 10, I think he'll creep into it every now and then, like that 10, 9, 8, 9, 10 spot. But I think
he's going to finish there in the top 10.
He very well could. That's not crazy at all. I don't even think that's a reach. I like Sutton going forward, and he'll finish probably at a wide receiver 1 level, and you paid like wide receiver 4 price for him, wide receiver 3 price. So yeah, he could be a league winner, to be completely honest with you. It's funny. I'm pretty sure that Emmanuel Sanders was traded because he said Joe Flacco sucks. In more words,
it's true.
Yeah, in more words, he said Joe Flacco's terrible. Just look at the tape. Yeah, it's definitely true. Joe Flacco is not good.
Yeah, and we'll see if he gets an upgrade.
I found out my dad listens to the show, so he's going to be really upset with me about throwing shade at Denver. But John Elway needs to be done. He cannot draft quarterbacks. He cannot find quarterbacks.
Yeah, he does good with defensive players. He just needs to let someone else choose the quarterbacks.
I'd be okay with that. Please. Okay, let's move on here to let's see. Will Fuller was diagnosed with a significant hamstring pull. Yeah, I mean, Will Fuller, I'm pretty sure right now is like the wide receiver like 15. But that's because he had one big week. I think all other weeks combined, he's like the wide receiver like 56. And then the injuries, right? Will Fuller for me is no longer fantasy relevant at all going forward this year, next year. Drop Will Fuller. You do not need to own him on your team. You don't need to stash him or hold him or anything like that.
Yeah, a lot of people have Kenny Stills like going off waivers like crazy because of this news. I'm not sold on this.
Yeah, I'm not either.
So, and I think part of that's because they're playing Oakland this week, who's really bad against offenses, especially the passing game.
Yeah.
So, like I see playing the matchup. I just think you have better options out there. But he shot up boards. I think I'm looking at like some rankings for the week, and he's ranked as the 29th wide receiver for this week, and I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I'm seeing him as high as 26.
Yeah.
I think you're reaching. You're really reaching there. Could it happen? Sure. We've been wrong before. We're wrong all the time. But
Yeah, he's above Corey Davis in like most of these, and I don't agree with that, and I don't like Corey Davis. So if I'm telling you that, that's probably true.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I had anything else before we get into Pat Mahomes. No. So we're going to talk about Pat Mahomes.
Ooh.
He's officially practicing in some capacity. That's the description we have. He dislocated his right kneecap. And man, if they push him out here against the Packers, I think that is a brain dead move on Kansas City part. How do you feel?
Oh yeah, there's no like, don't. Why would you jeopardize the future of your franchise for 1 week? You could take that loss and still make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And you're not guaranteed a loss. I mean, Aaron Rodgers played great last week, but he hasn't been doing that all season. You have a chance to win that game even without Mahomes. Not a great chance, but a chance. And
Yeah.
you have a future, like you could be sacrificing several future Super Bowls for one win. Like that's just crazy to me. Do
Yeah.
not rush him back.
Yeah. It's not worth it. If he plays in this game, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Um, oof. Let's see. Looking at the Chiefs side of the ball, wide receiver wise, I think it hurts all of them, right? I think it hurts all the wide receivers. I think you're still starting Tyreek Hill. Are you starting any other wide receiver though?
No.
If he does not play, even if he does play, it's kind of
No,
like
yeah, I'm not either way. I mean, you saw how bad he was playing with that hurt ankle and now with,
yeah,
multiple. And I'm excited. Tuesday, we're having Ben back on the show to talk about injuries. I was
yeah,
reading up a little bit about this injury, so I'm practically an expert now. I think I'm a doctor. Um,
practically.
yeah, so from what I read, like with the kneecap dislocation, it's not as serious of an injury as if you like dislocated your actual knee,
Right.
uh, but it has a super high risk of re-injury.
Yes, exactly.
See, I told you.
It
So it's something that you're gonna have to worry about with him in the future.
I would say it's more likely that this happens again sometime in his career than it doesn't.
Yeah, and that's worrisome, but
Yeah.
rushing him back only makes that worse
Yeah.
and more likely because you're not giving it time to heal properly.
Yeah.
Even if I'm sure he's a competitor, he's going to want to get on the field. Don't let him back on that field. I mean, I know we're not talking to you guys right now. We're talking to the Kansas City Chiefs. But if he's on your team and they rush him back, don't start him that week.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's the big thing here is don't get baited into starting him. We could be wrong. He could show out
yeah, he
and
could.
have four touchdowns, 400 yards, and be Patrick Mahomes. But he could literally walk out on the field, play one possession, and be like, no, not happening,
Yeah.
and be done for the day. It's just not worth it when there's so much depth at quarterback available. So,
Absolutely.
um,
And then also going forward, like let's say he's out 2 weeks,
mhm,
or 3 weeks is what they originally said.
yeah,
So let's say he misses the full 3 weeks. His who they're playing going into the fantasy playoffs, he does not have good matchups.
no, he doesn't.
So I recommended to someone actually who reached out to me on Twitter to trade him.
We were saying that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and so they actually they did a trade where I forgot who the receiver was. They got wide receiver 2 though, and they got Jackson, so Lamar Jackson. So I think that's a
Wow,
great trade for them.
that's a
Like,
killer trade. That's
yeah,
a killer trade.
and this was right before the injury happened as well. So,
Oof,
I mean, amazing
it's
trade
rough.
for them.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and now you might not be able to get quite as much, but I mean, I'm still throwing those offers out there because there's going to be people who are like, oh, they're talking about him coming back, and I'm going to have Pat Mahomes again.
Yeah,
But you're not going to have the same Pat Mahomes against the same teams. So
yeah,
you got to
yeah.
temper those expectations.
He's the future of the NFL. I don't think he's the future of fantasy this year.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, man, we've been wrong before. We'll see how it plays out. But if it were my team, I would be trying to get him off my team. All right. That was all the news I had. Justin, you got anything to share that I don't care about?
I do. I had some other notes up, so I'm pulling that up right now. Okay, yeah. So news no one cares about, and this first one, Perry, is it like if I had to define news no one cares about, this would be the one headline.
Oh boy.
Chad Henne is designated to return from IR.
You've officially made me completely indifferent.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right? I read that and I'm like, it's not my normal funny, like, weird news, but the fact that it came up as a headline, I'm like, that is perfect. Thank you, phone.
Thank you, phone.
Jarvis Landry guaranteed a win against the Patriots this week. Yeah. Like I said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, we said, sometimes we're wrong, but I mean, at least we're not Jarvis Landry throwing just outlandish claims out there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Moving on. I'm sorry. I'm stunned by it. Mm-hmm. And I've read it. Josh Jacobs, he tweeted out after a headline broke saying that he had a significant shoulder injury. He tweeted out, "Come to the source." Pretty much saying, I don't have an injury. He also missed practice today from a shoulder injury.
He missed practice today.
Yeah, he tweeted that out last night. I wrote this down last night, and then this morning I'm like, really? And now you're not practicing because of a shoulder injury?
He's planning on playing week 8, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of Gruden's grinders, so he's going to get out there and he's going to grind it out.
Move on. I didn't think we were going to talk about John Gruden today. I wasn't prepared for that. I should have had a beer before the show.
The only time I talk about John Gruden is in news we don't care about.
True.
But no, I can't move on, Perry. That's all the news no one cares about.
Oh, okay. I need something to get that Gruden taste out of my mouth.
Gross.
Okay, well, we're going to do some start sit.
Man, a Gruden grinder sounds like a really horrible burger at like a dive bar.
Okay. Let's move on.
Now we can move on.
We got to stay on track here. We're going to do some start sit. I think it's kind of going to be a regular thing at the end of the week. I know you guys seem to be responding well to it. We do get a lot of questions about who they should start, who people should start, who they should sit. I encourage that. Keep them coming, please.
Absolutely.
Comment on this YouTube right here, or on this video right here. Comment
right down there. Right
there. And next episode on Tuesday, comment on that one. Let us know who you're having trouble deciding between. And we are happy to discuss it and give you our opinion. So just let us know.
Or if you have Yahoo, hire us on Fantasy Go, and we can help you set your lineup, and you'll be able to interact with us directly and get immediate responses. But we're very you could reach out to us anywhere. We're here for you.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So we got quite a few guys to talk about this evening. Let's start with some running backs. It's Le'Veon Bell, Josh Jacobs, and Marlon Mack. Yeah, you're starting one of them, Justin. Who are you starting?
Oh man, so I wrote these last night. Mm-hmm. When Josh Jacobs assured me that he did not have an injury. And I chose Josh Jacobs. If he practices tomorrow, then I'm back on board with that. If he does not, then I'm going Le'Veon Bell.
I'm going Le'Veon Bell. I wasn't even going to go Jacobs at all. I think that Jacksonville defense is more porous than
Good
we
word
remember.
choice.
Yeah, remembered in the past. He's the only. I know Josh Jacobs is the only guy there, but I mean, literally on the team, Le'Veon Bell is the only guy. Let's be real. So I was going to go Le'Veon Bell, and it's based on matchup purely. It's based on upside, I guess. Uh, Plus, with that injury to Josh Jacobs, I just don't know. And I feel like we haven't talked about Marlon Mack at all. He's playing Denver, and the Denver defense, I mean, is fairly tight, and there's a lot of low-scoring games
Yeah.
with teams playing Denver, and I just
Yeah, they're
wasn't
not
really.
like super good against the run, but they're not bad against it.
Yeah.
They're slightly above average against the run. And Mac has been very matchup dependent this
Yes.
season. So
Extremely matchup dependent.
that's why I didn't consider him in this. Jacobs, like I think Jacobs he might be the best running back out of these three. But with that, I know it's bold. Now, if this was a couple years ago, Le'Veon Bell would be the no-brainer with that. But this isn't the Le'Veon Bell from 3 years ago. And
I think it is. I just think the Jets aren't the Pittsburgh
oh
Steelers from 3 years
no,
ago.
no, no, absolutely. So
Yeah.
in saying that, I'm
No, I
taking
know.
into account the offensive lines.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, you put Bell behind the same offensive line Jacobs has, and he's going to perform better. So, yeah, when I say that, that's what I'm taking in consideration. But so that's why I go Jacobs with this. I just think that he has the chance to explode and put up massive numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if he is even if he's like partial misses part of the practice next week or on Friday, then I'm going Bell 100%. If he's not there for 10 minutes at the warm-ups, I'm going
Yeah.
Bell.
Yeah. I'm going Bell overall, no matter what really happens with Jacobs.
And I
But
hope you're right because I own Bell or
yeah,
Bell in our main league.
yeah. I do like Marlon Mack, just not quite as much as these other two guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
Yeah.
that I hate Marlon Mack, and he's better than a lot of options out there. If you have him,
Yeah.
there's a good chance you're starting him, but it's possible to actually have all three of these backs.
Yeah.
And if I have all three of those backs, then I would probably be starting Bell and Jacobs. And Mack would be my third option there. If Jacobs doesn't practice, then throw Mack in there.
Sure. Okay. Moving on here to another set of running backs: Sony Michel, Devontae Freeman, and Tevin Coleman.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like you're gonna have a tough time with this one.
I did.
Non-bias. I'm taking Sony Michel, and the reason I'm taking Sony Michel is I've said it before. I don't care how bad he is. If a really good team with a really good offense is going to continue to give him the ball, I'm gonna live with it. I'm gonna be okay. He can only have 44 yards, but if he gets 2 touchdowns, I'm happy. With Devontae Freeman, he's just not who he used to be. Even with Ito Smith out, I don't have the faith. And Tevin Coleman, there's just a lot of mouths to feed. I think Tevin Coleman could have a great day. Totally could have a great day, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I also think that Matt Breida could have a great day, or Raheem Mostert could have,
a mediocre day. Yeah.
a mediocre day, which takes away from Coleman. So I'm starting Sony Michel against the Browns. The Browns are not good. The Patriots are.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wait.
You're right. You're right.
Yes.
I did have a hard time not being biased, so I chose Coleman. See the curveball I just threw there?
Ooh, wow, man.
So Sony Michel, I think, has the higher ceiling here. I think he has a chance to have a 4 touchdown day here, falling forward, 1 yard each one of those touchdowns.
That's all you need, man.
But Coleman,
Tom Brady's gonna push him over.
yeah, right. He's gonna show him how to do that quarterback sneak he's so good at.
Yeah.
But Coleman, I think he had so many carries last week, part of that was because Breida went into the concussion protocol and then got poked in the eye. I mean, apparently the Three Stooges were out there. Someone's got to teach him that move.
Aqib Talib could teach him, dude.
No, the blocking move.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but Coleman seems to be the back that they want to carry the load. Breida's going to be more that pass catching back, which, like I said, I like him in PPR a lot. But they're also playing their first legitimate defense there too, with the Panthers. I think Coleman's going to get most of the carries there. He's going to, so I think they're going to rely on him, just because him and Shanahan have that connection, and I think he'll do great. But like I said, I think Sony has the bigger upside, and then there's Freeman. He exists, so don't play him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that you don't play Freeman.
No,
it's just,
I'm exaggerating, of course.
Yeah.
But these other two, you should both start over Freeman, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Because Freeman, he has, like Perry said, he's just not who he used to be. It's upsetting to see. I liked him a lot going into the season, as I liked that entire offense. And Perry really he liked it more than I did even. So I'm sure he's even more disappointed. But like with Freeman, it's sad. But yeah, so Sony is my second choice. Coleman, that's my go-to for that one.
Yeah, that's fine. If somebody were to start Coleman over Sony, I get it. I think Coleman will probably have more total yards, but Sony will have more touchdowns. Yeah. And so I'm just going to play the touchdown upside with a really good team. But
yeah, and I always try not to think about the touchdowns.
It's a dangerous game to play.
Yeah,
it is,
and
for sure.
Yeah, that's why I went Coleman. I feel like he's the safer bet.
Probably. Probably. I think if Sony has another good day this week, though, you and I have to stop calling Sony not safe.
Yeah, that's true.
If he gets another 20 touches and 2 touchdowns, it's like, man.
And then we also have to start calling him LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, he's got to put on another 65 pounds and grow some dreads too. But okay, let's move on here.
And get a DUI for smoking weed.
Moving on here to some wide receivers. We already talked about one, and I think we're both going to fall in the same camp here. That's Cortland Sutton, DJ Chark, and Robert Woods. Man, really like Sutton.
Yeah,
really like Sutton.
For me, this was the easiest one on this list.
Yeah, I didn't really put a whole lot of thought into it. I don't even have a whole lot to tell you guys other than the fact that Sutton is the number one guy, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, he was already kind of the number one guy, but now for sure is the number one guy.
Yeah, one of these players is almost a guarantee to be a wide receiver one in a 12-man league.
Yeah.
The other two are not a guarantee for that. So that makes this easy for me. Sutton, Chark is probably my second one here. I think he's more reliable, which is why I say that. And then Woods is a distant third.
Yeah, Chark isn't. I'm not quite as hyped on him. Just considering his last 2 outings, 3 receptions for 43 yards, and then 3 receptions for 53 yards. No touchdowns in either of those games. Pretty rough. But before that, he was very good. He had 1 week that wasn't, but otherwise he was very consistent. One of the best wide receivers in the league, fantasy-wise. So, he's a young guy. He's playing the Jets. Yeah, he should be good. But I'm playing Sutton for sure. That one's an easy one. Yeah. Let's just move on then.
I'm not shying too much away from Chark, though, if I have him on my team.
Yeah, I'm just tempering expectations.
Yeah, like you said, he's got a good matchup, so.
Yeah, I'm just tempering expectations.
Absolutely.
And then as for Robert Woods, just so we can talk about him, he is not the guy there. He's not. And I'm sorry. I mean, that sucks for him. But he hasn't scored a single touchdown all year, except a rushing touchdown. He's had one game where he's had over 100 yards. It was 164, but he also got 15 targets that game, and he hasn't even gone over 10 targets since. He hasn't gone over 9 targets since. So I don't know. There's tons of mouths to feed, and Robert Woods is just one of them. So yeah, pretty easy one for sure. Another set of wide receivers here: Juju Smith-Schuster, Allen Robinson, and Brandon Cooks. I went Robinson here.
So did I.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I thought you might. It felt weird, man. It felt like, no, it should be Juju. What am I saying? He's playing against Miami.
And especially the first couple weeks of the season, you would like week 1, week 2, telling someone you put these 3 players on a list and people are going to think you're insane.
Yeah, I mean, his last game against the Chargers, 1 reception on 4 targets for 7 yards. Not hurt, by the way. Not injured in any way. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not as easy as I thought. Now I'm, just thinking about it, but I would go Robinson. I really would go Allen Robinson over Juju Smith-Schuster right now.
So Robinson is
very consistent. Been very good.
And he's the favorite target there. That's 100%. Like,
yeah,
there is no number 2 there. It's just him. And then they're gonna lose. Well, okay, I don't know if they're going to lose that game, but Trubisky is bad. He's probably going to throw some interceptions in there. And I expect them to be losing that game, honestly. So they're going to be throwing the ball. When you're losing, that's what you do. You have to throw the ball. And apparently Matt Nagy's no idiot, so he knows that. And he's going to throw the ball.
Yeah. I do like James Conner this week though a lot, because they're playing Miami and they'll probably be up and he'll get a lot of touches. So
Matt Nagy actually took over the play calling this week. For this
week?
Yeah, for this week.
Interesting.
So it makes me wonder if, like, when he is like, I'm no idiot. Like, the offensive coordinator's like, hey,
thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Thanks. Did you get the license plate number of that bus you just threw me under?
Right. I know we got to run the ball more.
Yeah.
You don't.
I'm going to start Allen Robinson in this one, but if I'm wrong and Juju has a great week,
you're not wrong.
Okay. Fair enough.
This probably, like, that one is so I'm more worried about Cooks having a big game than Juju in this.
Yeah, I guess I'm not.
Cooks is more. I just think Cooks is a boom or bust player, and he could just have a fantastic game and then disappear again. And Juju, I feel like the Steelers without Big Ben, I'm not worried about Juju having a big game.
Has Cooks even had over 100 yards once this season?
No, but that's what I'm saying is
he has one.
Yeah, so he's going to have like a game where he just explodes, and then that's it.
Yeah. I mean, this is completely not what we're talking about here, but the Rams were so good last year when they used him as like a possession receiver. They didn't just use him as this deep threat that everybody else in his career has used him like. He was a really good possession receiver last year, and they're just not doing it this year. I don't understand why. Like, maybe it's because Cooper Kupp's out or back now, but man, he was really good going across the middle, getting those 12 yards for a first down.
So I do think it's because Kupp is back, because I think Kupp is even better at that than he is, which I agree totally. Yeah, and it just kind of hurts him overall. Because now he's just a decoy running down the field.
Right, but it's weird. So is Robert Woods.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why Kupp is killing it.
Yeah, no, I love Kupp, but I'm not talking about Cooper Kupp, Justin.
Yeah, I know,
okay?
I know.
I know you want to talk about Cooper Kupp, but you didn't draft Cooper Kupp, all right? So I liked him more than you, even though I bet against him.
No, I thought you were going to pass on him since you bet against him.
No, I button hooked you.
I know. I didn't know you were going to button hook me.
All right, let's move on. Okay, let's move on to some quarterbacks. Uh, we put Kirk Cousins on here, but he played tonight, so we're not going to talk about Kirk Cousins.
Oh, yeah.
Bad foresight on our part.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Done that twice now.
So we're going to talk about between Carson Wentz
I didn't choose Cousins anyway, and I did this yesterday.
Right, I didn't either. Jacoby Brissett. So sorry, Carson Wentz or Jacoby Brissett. I took Jacoby Brissett based on matchup. Carson Wentz is playing against Buffalo, and it sounds like you're going to have a bad time when Carson Wentz is playing against Buffalo.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to have a bad time when Carson Wentz is playing.
Okay, not exactly.
No,
not
yeah.
exactly wrong.
Yeah, an exaggeration. But yeah, I also went Brissett here. Yeah, Carson Wentz has been, again, another very matchup dependent player. Yeah. When he plays these tough defenses, he does not look like the league MVP people predicted him to be. Brissett, on the other hand, he has been looking like a league MVP at times, especially for where he came into this season from. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to see him coming from that backup role to developing, and he's been doing fantastic. He's a great young quarterback there for his career starts, at least.
Yeah.
And I love him. Like, that team is amazing. Like, the entire team has exceeded my expectations for the Colts, and in ways I didn't see them doing it, which is great. I mean, part of that's with Luck being out. They have changed the dynamics of the team.
Yeah.
But I love this.
I don't love him against Denver. I don't love him, but
yeah, just in general, I mean,
that should tell you more about how much I hate Wentz against Buffalo. Yeah. Like, Buffalo is a really good defense, and
like I was saying, Wentz is extremely matchup dependent. Brissett has been pretty consistent even against good defenses. Like, not amazing, but consistent.
Right. Okay, let's move on here to another set of quarterbacks. It's Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, and Gardner Minshew. I'm definitely playing Josh Allen here. The reason is he plays Philly, and it sounds like you're going to have a good time.
So this was probably my toughest one here.
No, this is easiest. This was easy.
No. Oh shoot. Hold on one second. So I actually I put Josh Allen second. I have him second here. Mm-hmm. And I went with Stafford. Because Stafford's playing against the Giants too. So the Giants also a bad matchup. And so I'm just going with the more consistent of the two fantasy-wise quarterbacks, which is Stafford. Because I figure if you have two, basically look at their average points, and then they're both going against bad defenses. And so you give them both of them a little bit boost, and I see Stafford as being slightly higher than Allen. I mean, I like Josh Allen this week. Like I said, this was a tough one for me. I looked into the defensive backs and stuff on this one, and it's a toss up for me. Like, this could be a coin flip for me, but I'm going with Stafford.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Allen. I think we're looking at 275 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think we're looking at probably 7 or 8 rushes for 45 yards and possibly another touchdown from Josh Allen. The rushing is really what put it over the top for me.
Yeah, that's the thing with Allen, that added aspect. Are you telling me you don't think Stafford's gonna rush for 100 yards this game?
No, I'm definitely telling you that.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
All right, both fine plays. I mean, against the Giants makes sense. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen just for the rushing. I just want that floor. He has 3 rushing touchdowns this season. I think he adds another one in this game. So let's move on here to some more running backs.
I didn't want to choose one of these.
I know you didn't. Matt Breida, LaShawn McCoy, and Joe Mixon. I went with LaShawn McCoy on this one. I'm done with Joe Mixon. Same deal with Tevin Coleman with Matt Breida. Great player, great team, great rushing offense.
Yeah. just too many mouths.
There's also other great players on that great team with that great rushing offense. LaShawn McCoy has been the guy for KC. They're going to need to lean on him whether Mahomes is playing or not. They've given him the bulk of the work all season long. I think they're going to continue to do so. They have no reason to stop it. They have no reason. He's been fine. So I'm just going to play the high floor here. I think he finds the end zone once. I'm going to play LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah. So with Breida, I counted him out because I talked about I think that they're going to lean more on Coleman this week. So I didn't have him. I counted him out on this one. Mm-hmm. And I can't do it with McCoy with Pat Mahomes out. I don't know what that offense is going to look like. I don't know how good that offense is going to be. It just worries me that they're going to have a lot of 3 and outs, and they're going to be stacking. The defense is going to be stacking the box. So because of those, I went with Joe Mixon. I'm not happy about it. This would be a start where I would throw him in, and I would just shake my head in shame immediately.
Can I read you some numbers?
Yeah.
10, 17, 10, and 2. Do you know what those are?
I'm going to guess Joe Mixon's.
Those are Joe Mixon's rushing totals for 4 games this season.
Yeah, I know. It's not good. Like I said, I'm going to shake my head in shame after I do this, but I think I'm going to go with Joe Mixon.
I'm not. I am so done with Joe Mixon this season. I hope that something changes on that team to where he gets the support around him to actually live up to the potential, because he's got talent. But I mean, 10 carries for 2 yards against the Chargers. Yeah. That was his last stat line.
I know. No. I'm just hoping for some pass catching from him this week.
He has caught the ball fairly well all season, so yeah, okay. But 10 carries for 2 yards.
And he's playing the Rams this week. They've been surprisingly not good on defense.
I mean, that I agree with, but I think they're at home. I think they're better at home. I also think the Chargers haven't been that great on defense.
No.
But
yeah, that's what I think due to the I'm
sorry. They played Jacksonville last week. Yeah. Jacksonville hasn't been good on defense, especially against the run, and 10 carries for 2 yards.
I just think because the Rams do have some good defensive linemen, and I'm hoping that the coach, knowing that, will try like some screen plays, some swing passes, things like that to try and get Joe Mixon the ball in space. Yeah. But I would not be shocked if I was completely wrong. And like I said, I'm putting him in, and I'm not happy about it. I don't think there's a good answer with any one of these.
No, I agree. I don't love any of these picks.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'm going to go with the guy that's been consistent. You know what you're getting from him each week. Yeah. I think we're looking at like probably 14 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what I think you're getting out of LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, my fear there is that it's more like 14 carries for 40 yards and no touchdown, just with the lack of quarterback play. I think that's probably his floor.
That would be Joe Mixon 4 times this season. Sorry.
Oh, I know. And I that's just what I'm thinking about with that offense. And I think Joe Mixon has a chance to do more. And when I got these 3 players I don't like, I'm going to go with that one just because I feel like he could break out.
Oh, but you just told me that you don't chase that you like to go for the floor more.
I do.
This is your chance, Justin.
No, I normally go with the higher floor when I have like my higher ranking players. With my lower ranking players, I go for I swing for the fence.
All right. Well, when that fence is 2 yards away.
Yeah. Joe Mixon can make it.
Joe Mixon
has hope.
All right. Let's move on. We've talked about these guys long enough here.
Way too much.
Some more wide receivers. Alshon Jeffrey, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf. Old DK, Donkey Kong. Yeah. That's who I'm picking in this.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm picking DK. I don't think Matt Ryan's going to play. In fact, I took him out of my starting lineup, and I think that hurts Calvin Ridley. We talked about that last episode. Alshon Jeffrey just hasn't been the same. He looked slow. He looked sluggish last week. He's playing Buffalo. I don't like that matchup. I do like DK against Atlanta. Everybody throws on Atlanta. Everyone. And Atlanta throws a ton when Matt Ryan's there. I suspect they'll continue to throw a fair amount. I think he finds the end zone, uh, and I think he probably tops 100 yards this game. I think this might be a breakout game for DK.
Yeah. Uh, so this one I actually did wrote up a couple days ago,
Mhm.
and I chose Calvin Ridley here. But that's when I was hoping that Matt Ryan was gonna start.
Yeah,
And I actually agree with you. If Matt Ryan's not playing, which I'm pretty sure he's not at this point,
yeah,
yeah, I'm going DK. Seattle likes to push that ball down the field,
yeah,
and DK's great at catching the ball down the field. So,
yeah,
like we talked about before, I think he will be the number one wide receiver in Seattle. He's a great player. Ridley, I think I like him more going forward.
yeah. I think Ridley is very talented. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, once Matt Ryan's back.
Yeah, you lose Matt Ryan, and you look at who DK's got throwing him in the wall on the other side, and Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson's playing like an MVP right now. Russell Wilson against the worst pass defense in the league in Atlanta. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take a wide receiver playing on that team. I'm cool with
Yeah, I would be fine with starting Tyler Lockett this week.
that. Yeah, I think a lot of people
You're
would be
welcome,
fine.
Joel.
Yeah, yeah, Joel.
Yeah, he thinks we hate Seattle. I mean,
He
I
thinks-
do,
He thought
but
right.
but I don't let that bias affect my
Yeah, DK.
analysis.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Okay. That one was easy, really. Let's move
So
on
you're
to
not going Alshon.
No, I'm not. No, I lost that bet, man. I'm gonna get
Again,
I'm-
I just had to. I'm contractually
Yeah.
obligated.
No, that's fine. I can take it. I lost that bet. No big deal.
You just got 8 more weeks of that.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, let's move on to a flex play. We did one of these last week too. I liked it. We got 2 running backs and a wide receiver here: Tyler Boyd, David Montgomery, or Melvin Gordon. Man, can you believe we're talking about Melvin Gordon as a possible flex play? Like, not even like guaranteed. He's a possible flex play.
Yeah,
Uh,
and spoiler alert, he's
I did-
not.
Yeah. I did not take Melvin Gordon here. I took David Montgomery.
So did I.
Okay, yeah. Matt
Yeah.
Nagy
Is not an idiot.
he's came to the realization of, wait, I'm not an idiot, so I'm gonna run the ball more. And now he's doing play calling, which that whole situation doesn't really make sense, right? Somebody got screwed over in that, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking David Montgomery probably doubles his average carry count this week, and I think he really does something with it.
Yeah, I think he hits upwards of 20 carries and maybe even a little over that. And he's an amazing talent. So he could do a lot with that. I'm hoping he hits 20. That may be a little bit high. But I would love to see that. And again, you give him that many carries and you're scoring touchdowns.
You know what he's going to have more of than he did last week? You say 20,
Everything.
but he's going to have more than 2, right?
Yeah. He could have upwards of 10 times the carries that he had last week.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I would start David Montgomery here. Melvin Gordon, man, just did you hear? This could have been a news nobody cares about. Melvin Gordon came out and said my holdout was a failure.
Oh, I know. I felt too bad for him.
Oh my gosh. When was the last time a guy
at least
Melvin
he
Gordon.
admitted it. Yeah.
At least he was like, man, I look like an idiot right now.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll never miss another camp again. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah, well, you know
And
what
it's going to affect your wallet next year.
yeah, that's why he's saying stuff like this. He's like, don't worry, I will be here or wherever I get signed, I promise you, because
Yeah.
jeez.
I wanna
jeez,
play.
he's looked bad.
Yeah.
Can you believe they've only won 2 games?
I know they just find ways to lose. Like they're such a good team.
I know it's crazy. They're tied with Denver.
I know.
Wow.
Speaking of, I have an awesome bet with your brother that I started before the season started on who would finish better between San Francisco and Denver.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
Andy,
I already won that bet.
Andy. Okay. All right.
Uh,
We have a giveaway. Let's announce
yes.
this thing, man. We have a
Yes.
winner. We've been talking about this for weeks.
I'm holding up the jersey for everyone to see.
All right. That jersey is going to Zombie Code 22 on YouTube. Congratulations, Zombie Code 22. You've been watching our videos, you've been liking our videos, commenting. I was really happy when I saw your name come up because I've seen your name pop up on our videos a few times. So really, really appreciate it. Congratulations. Justin will get in touch with you right when we're done with this show. And we'll exchange information and send that out to you, man. So congratulations and thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And we appreciate everyone out there who does leave comments, everyone who subscribes. You guys help us, continue this channel and grow it. We want to keep making these videos for you and doing stuff, doing these giveaways for you. So
Yeah. We'll announce our next giveaway here pretty soon. We'll probably definitely do at least one more before the end of the season. So
yeah.
if you didn't win this time, don't fret. You'll have another chance.
And you're already entered by being subscribed. Just keep watching, liking videos.
Follow us on Twitter. Also, we may go through Twitter next time. We try and mix it up, hit more crowds. But yeah, we really appreciate the support. We love all you guys, and stay tuned. There's much more to come.
All right, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.